I will try to make this brief because I know you've heard from a lot of people, but there are a few things I would like to share with you tonight. I'm so grateful to those who travel such a long distance. Thank you, Roger and Jane, and Kathy, who is here representing the Green Bay Packers, and you, David. Thank you and your wives for coming today. I cannot tell you what it means to me. Excuse me. I would like to thank so many people of you out there. I would love to single you all out because you've meant so much to me, especially in the last 5 years when Bart was going through such difficult times. I felt the most love and support from so many of you friends, and I'm thanking you all because I don't want to leave anyone out. I'll just say now how much I love you and how much I appreciate all the devotion you gave to me during that time and your love for Bart. I do want to say too, that so many of you spent so much time coming to our home. We had an open door policy. We had so many guests that I just couldn't keep going to the doors. So I just told everyone to walk in and go back and see Bart. And it was such a pleasant time for him. He didn't have a lot of good times. He had a lot of pain and a lot of suffering all those 5 years. But it gave him such joy that you would take the time to go back, give him a hug, tell him you loved him, and it always brought such a beautiful smile to his face. And I thank you for that. I have a couple of letters, and if you don't mind, I'm going to read them to you. I happen to be going through some of Bart's mail, things that he had had in his desk, I guess, for years. In fact, this is a letter I wrote to Bart, and it was written on May 22nd, 1995, and I want to share it with you because even I had such love and admiration for my husband that I just had to express this to him. Excuse me. He said, "My dearest Bart, for some reason, most of us wait for a special occasion to express our deepest feelings for each other. Today I was riding along listening to some very beautiful music and very much thinking of you. I had done the simplest chores, but it occurred to me how privileged I am to be able to do all the things I do to help us live a comfortable life. I ran to the cleaners, the grocery store, the home quarters, hurried home for our extra refrigerator to be delivered. And I realized that I have never had to be concerned about how we're going to pay for all these things. Most people struggle all of their lives." Excuse me. "We are so fortunate that you have had such unique opportunities, good health, and the ambition to provide so well for us. You have always done this without ever complaining and with great enthusiasm and generosity, while always assisting so many unfortunate people. You are adored by millions, but the greatest adoration and respect comes from your own family, and that is the greatest gift of all. I have been truly blessed to share your life and enjoy the finest product of our marriage, our son Bart Jr., who displays his father's character in the wonderful husband, father, and friend he has become. Thank you, darling, for bringing so much beauty into my life. I love you, Cherry." Now I have another letter, and I have to tell you, I know Steve Crispino is here from Green Bay. He is Bart Jr.'s oldest, closest friend. I received the sweetest letter. He lived across the street from us in Green Bay. And I received a letter from his sister. And she is talking about an incident that happened. I think, Bart, you were about 7 years old, and she was about maybe 4, 5, or 6. I don't remember. But this was a long, long time ago. She said, Mrs. Starr and family, I would like to express my heartbreaking sympathies to all of you. I wish I could wrap my arms around you and take away all the pain and heartache. Mr. Starr was an amazing individual. He was such a wonderful role model for all of us. The loving heart, kindness, and respect has taught us all a valuable lesson, the proper way to live life. I would like to share some of a memorable experience with you. Bart Starr. Well, excuse me, I've missed a page. Here we go. Bart Jr., Steve, her brother, Bart's friend, and I were young. Mr. Starr was driving us on his lawnmower with a small trailer attached to it. He told the three of us to get in and he would take us for a ride up and down the sidewalk. There was a sanitation truck that pulled up and picked up your trash. A gentleman got out of the truck and Mr. Starr stepped up and walked over to the gentleman. He extended his hand and said, I am Bart Starr, and thank you for picking up our trash. They talked for a few minutes, and Mr. Starr returned to where we were and said, I would like for you to remember one thing. It does not matter if it is the President of the United States or the gentleman picking up your trash. You treat them with both the same amount of respect and kindness. What a great life lesson, and what a wonderful world this would be if everyone heard and understood the importance of his message. That's a beautiful letter. Steve, please let her know how much I appreciated it. You know, Bart and I talked of this moment. When you're getting to be 80 and 85, you do just talk about what's ahead for you. And we both agreed that we wanted laughter as well as tears when it was getting close to our time. So I'm going to close with one of my favorite stories about Bart. We were driving along. We were actually on our way to Sandestin, and we have a small condo there. And we had the CD on in the car and was playing our favorite piece. It's Unchained Melody. And it was being sung by 4 tenors called the El Divos. And it's just absolutely beautiful, and it's always been our favorite. Well, all of a sudden, I felt his hand on mine. And I thought, this is so sweet. And in a minute, he squeezed my hand. And I thought, how romantic this is. Well, he turned around and looked at me with that beautiful smile and said, darling, promise me that you will play this at my wedding. He meant to say funeral. I said, gosh, Bart, I'm not even dead yet, and you're already planning your next wedding. So, honey, I'm keeping my promise to you. And Helen, oh, I'm sorry, Kathy, if you would, please, would you play our song? That was beautiful, honey. Thank you. Thank you all for sharing this day with us. It just means so much to me that you care enough to be here and share this special day with us, and I love you all. Thank you.
Oh, boy.